Hi, I'm Linda with No Frills ASMR. So I just finished putting all these comic books into plastic sleeves. And at the beginning of that video, I kind of was looking through this pile and I saw this People magazine that I thought might be kind of interesting to look through. So let's do that. So on the cover, we have Yoda. Let me put these over here. Hold on. Yeah, if you're interested, I went through all these in a previous video. Okay. So here's Yoda. You know, this is Gloria Vanderbilt, but don't you think Natalie Portman could probably play Gloria Vanderbilt if they ever do a biography movie of her? Gloria Vanderbilt's housing fuss. A man of pride named Charlie. I'm assuming that's Charlie Pride. Gorgeous at 50, a model's tips. Ooh, I wonder who the model is. Star Wars Strikes Back. Beep off R2-D2 and C-3PO. Lovable Yoda steals the Empire. And America's affection. A nasal spray to improve memory. Okay, you know what's funny about that? I'm always looking for things that might help memory. And this nasal spray to improve memory, I think I saw an article about that like days ago. I'll have to read this. Don Adams can't get rid of Smart. Don Adams was the actor who played Maxwell Smart on the TV show Get Smart. Mount St. Helens, it's not over yet. And this People is from June 9th, 1980. And you would pay 75 cents at the checkout if you wanted it. People Weekly. All right. Let's see what we got. Virginia Slims. Men have over 30 brands of low tar cigarettes. You have Virginia Slims. Because God forbid a woman smokes a man's cigarette. It might kill you. Is this the year they graduate from a Timex to a Caravel? Caravel by, I'm going to say this wrong. I don't know my watches. Bulova? I don't know. Anyway, okay. Florida's best kept secret, Sunny Isles, 5 magic miles just north of Miami Beach. Huh. All right, male. Jodie Foster. I think Jodie Foster's decision to further her education is a brilliant one. Unlike most young stars, she has seen through the Hollywood glitter and realized that brains will far outlast physical beauty. How lucky she is to have both. She is smart. She is. I wonder if this is before the, I think it is, the Reagan assassination attempt. That guy said he did it because he was in love with Jodie Foster. Whatever. All right, Elmore City. I don't know what that's about. Michael Brown. I was outraged by the recent explosion here at the Chemical Control Company. Sorry, my kitty cat. Hold on one second. Hey. Hold on, I have to grab something from my cat. Hold on. He this kind of stuff he chews on it, which is fine because he just like gnaws on it. But I don't want him to do it right now because it'll be loud. Okay. Picks and pans. Concerning your review of Jay Giles' new album, Love Stinks, it stinks. Wow. I happen to like Jay Giles' Love Stinks. Coal miner's daughter. What a beautiful story on Loretta Lynn. When I was a kid working in a supermarket in Goodlettsville, Tennessee, near her ranch, she was just on her way to becoming a big star and would stop by every morning after her TV show. I remember her well. She was always so sweet and kind. It's like they're talking about her like she wasn't still alive, but she was. Bancroft tennis rackets. Volkswagen does it again. Sure, I can get it all in. I got it all out. Levi's. Now I want all my clothes to fit this comfortably. Yeah. These stretch denim pants from Levi's women's wear have me spoiled. Ginger Rogers, the Friedmans. Are the Friedmans? I don't know. Delaries. Air Force Experience. Natural Almonds. Picks and Pans. About D.D. Ramone and his wife here. Racket Club. What are they doing? Tan care. What the most beautiful tans are wearing. Lotion to make your tan stay longer. Oh, I remember this. This was an automatic seatbelt they put into cars that would, I think it would, had a track it went on. It would start here, I think, and then would go, and it would sew it automatically. Now you'll never forget about buckling up. But I feel like they never worked right, but I can't remember exactly. What is this? The Villain? The villain of Death Ship, an old Nazi prison boat, prepares to dispatch another victim, but lets him twist slowly in the wind first. What is this about? I don't know about that. Oh, I remember these. Like everybody's mom. Well, maybe not everybody's. But these Royal Dalton mugs. I feel like a lot of people had these. In the 80s. Ooh, Dunkin' Donuts. I've never been a Dunkin' person. I don't really like their coffee, to be honest. But as a kid, there was a Dunkin' Donuts kind of near our house. And so once every 6 months or so, they'd send a coupon where you got, I think if you ordered a half dozen, you got a half dozen free. And at night, we'd go at night for dessert. And we'd each get to pick a couple donuts. And my mom always wanted Bavarian cream. Anyway, playtime. No nonsense pantyhose. Cream of coconut. Creamy pina coladas start with a real cream of coconut. I bet that's tasty. It's the refrigerator with all this stuff. With the cost of food today, you want a refrigerator that keeps everything as fresh as possible. Not just moist, not just more moist, but 83% moisturizers for 100% terrific lips. Maxi Moist Lipstick. Now you can't ever use that word. People act like it's the worst word in the world. That started in the 90s. I remember working and people would go, I hate the word moist. And I was like, moist, 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 moist. Introducing SI Vespa's Yes Machine. What? I don't remember anybody in the US having one of these, but it would be fun. If the roads weren't too busy around me, I'd love schooling around on one of those. Fridays, I remember this show. Look, it's oh my gosh, yeah, look. I forgot. It's Kramer, what's his name? Michael Richards. And that's oh shoot, I can't remember anybody's names. These are all people we know. Even her, she was on some bunch of sitcoms. Yeah, they put this on the Friday before Saturday Night Live. I don't think it lasted very long, but it was kind of like Saturday Night Live. Huh. Yeah, I can't remember this guy's name. He was funny too. I forgot he was in it. Who's this? The Wizardry of Frank Oz. His empire began pre-Yoda with Miss Piggy. So he did Yoda and Miss Piggy. That's pretty cool. Frank Oz. He worked with the Muppets and stuff, right? At home in London, Frank and wife Robin unwind over tea. His personality, she says, is closest to Sesame Street's Grover. Could Mount St. Helens blow again? Could another U.S. volcano? An expert says, gulp. Yes. I didn't add that gulp. It was your gulp. The May 18th eruption of Mount St. Helens in Washington State, a Cascade Range volcano, dormant for 127 years. Okay, I'm not going to read all this. We'll just do a video about Mount St. Helens. Because after this happened, we drove right up to it. Yeah, we'll do a whole thing because there are different kinds of volcanoes. There's lava volcanoes and ash volcanoes. Okay, that's for another day. Gloria Vanderbilt charges bigotry. But a co-op says she was snubbed on her merits. Oh, look, this must be Anderson Cooper right here. And that's Gloria, and that's his older brother. I think his name was it Wyatt, like his son? He committed suicide. It's very sad. Devoted mom Vanderbilt dines out with her son Carter. And Anderson, the writer-father Wyatt Cooper, died in 1978. I read, Anderson wrote an autobiography about, it wasn't an autobiography. Well, it was a biography about Gloria Vanderbilt, but from his, kind of point of view. I think it was pretty interesting. I don't really remember much of it, if I'm honest. I just like reading any kind of biographies and autobiographies. I don't know. What's this? A maverick priest fights for the Caribbean's forgotten refugees, Haitian blacks. Okay. Introduce your friends to a cobra. What's a cobra? Cola and brandy together is a cobra. Ugh. Every single time it's super. Because every single time it's craft singles. This woman, or this girl, 80. She's probably 50 years old. 10 years after he threw the book at him, a besieged judge finds he can bank on rocker Eddie Money. When I was young, I saw some concerts. And on a whim, we went to see Eddie Money because he was playing at Pine Knob. And it was a $5 show because I think there were lots of tickets. So we paid $5 to have lawn seats, and we had such a great time. It's like in my memory as one of my top fun concerts because it was just fun. He sings like 2 Tickets to Paradise and well, a lot of other songs. But more than that, it was just like the crowd and the weather, and it was just so much fun. We were all dancing on the hill. I write about drinking, loving, and fighting, says Eddie, whose girlfriend since 1977 has been Mary Buchanan, 21. 21? How old was he? They don't tell us how old he is, do they? If you love how fresh your hair is the day you shampoo, hold it till the next day with Perel. Perel? I don't think they make that anymore. My grandma always had Perel. Taste Country Fresh Salem. He's got a Sherpa vest on. Kribari and picnics. I don't even recognize this stuff. Glenn Domain insists teaching a baby math is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Doman. I guess I said something right. Beams as 2-year-old twins Michelle and Stephanie Pallas count dots for their mother, Marion. I always wonder about things like this, like maybe, I don't know. I wonder, somebody look these two up and see if they're like mathematician experts now. Are they just the same as all? Do we all catch up? You know what I mean? Like, how much does it help? What's he up to here? He's got a thing on his. Doman works wearing a mask for brief intervals. He explains carbon dioxide enlarges the brain's blood vessels, increasing oxygen flow. I concentrate better, he claims. So it's a mask, just like with his own air coming back. Is that it? Carbon dioxide enlarges the brain. I need to know what's that mean. I feel like I remember back in the 80s watching a 60 Minutes about this. We gotta look this guy up. What's he up to? His name's Glenn, Doman. Let's see if he... I always wondered, they did like a longevity, I feel like it was 60 Minutes or 2020, one of those shows back in the day. And it was some actor, I think, but he was going to live off of like maybe 700 calories a day because he heard it'll extend your life. And he only ate one meal and he slept like very regimented, like everything. I just kind of wonder like what happened. We need a 20-year follow-up on these things, you know. Maestro Victoria Bond carries a big stick, but is it too big for Pittsburgh? What does that mean? Bond rehearses with the New Amsterdam Orchestra in New York. In Pittsburgh, she says, some in the orchestra would like to see me dead. My position in life eats them up. Who knew that the orchestra world was so cutthroat? Well, I should. I watched the movie Tar. Did you guys watch that movie? You know what about that movie? The whole time you're watching it, you're like, what am I watching this for? Like, I don't know what's happening. And then at the end, literally the end of the movie, all of a sudden you're like, that movie was genius. And I almost got to watch the whole thing again. Let's see. Barely 30. She is the assistant conductor under Andre Previn of the Pittsburgh Symphony, one of the best in the land. She won the post in a rigorous competition against 30 applicants, all but one of them male. Having proven herself in command of standard classical repertoire and popular scores, she even passed an ear test for detecting wrong notes in chamber works, becoming the first female second baton with a major U.S. symphony did not exactly diminuendo Bond's confidence. When asked her chances of becoming the first of her sex to take over a leading orchestra, the redhead waved her coffee spoon as imperiously as Toscani and replied, "I expect to be the one." So they didn't like her because she's a woman okay, there we go. What's this? Victoria enjoys a flamboyant rendezvous with lawyer husband. He looks like he's police officer. Stephen Peskin, who is captain in the Central Park's elite auxiliary police corps. Okay, he's a lawyer and a police, and she's like, I wonder what's happening with them. I'm so curious. I want, updates. Country's Charlie Pride shows the only color that counts in a rags to rhinestones saga is gold. Yeah, he had so many hit records. Lots and lots. And that's why some people, when they're like, Darius Rucker's the first, but the Charlie Pride was huge in country music. But at first, people didn't know he was black, I think, in the beginning. They put out his albums without showing. I could be wrong about that. Maybe I'm remembering that wrong. Look, a tote that says people all over it. Sears typewriter, the Scholar. $40 off. Yeah, well, in 1980, so in about 4 years, word processing will put that out of business. There he is. Rye crisps. I like these. I put salmon on them. Canned salmon. Daring Darlene has to skate in the fast lane to keep up with her roller games hype. I'm hyperactive. Oops, says Darlene what's her name? Langley? Oh, her name's fancy. Darlene Langley da Chapelle, who gets her kicks skating in Los Angeles, not always at rush hour. Oh, yeah, she's in the middle of the road. She must have been, they used to have skaters. If you watch those old 80s movies, there are always people doing fancy skate moves and stuff. What do we have here? The most outrageous of them all. Clint Eastwood, Bronco Billy, coming to your town this June. I can't say I remember a movie called Bronco Billy. I don't know. Here she is. Darlene jams at home with brother-in-law Gary Downs and Ted. Oh, here she is in a roller derby kind of thing. Playtex now speaks body language. I don't really get this. Because your body has a language all its own. Okay. Playtex. I was thinking Playtex was something else. Never mind. It's the underwear. Okay. We'd never put our brownies in a little tin box. Oh, here are all the brownies. And they're in their Volvos. Anita Bryant rates family bliss next to godliness, but after 20 years, she's divorcing Bob Green. Oh. I remember that name, Anita Bryant, but I can't think. I don't know much about that one. A birth control vaccine. An author says it's just one of the breakthroughs for the 80s. I don't think that happened, guys. they talking about a vaccine? What? Oh, I like this. This is like, what's going to happen? What is the most significant breakthrough on the horizon? Recombinant, I'm probably saying that wrong, DNA, the genetic engineering of bacteria to produce the body's rare drugs and hormones in mass quantities. Scientists have learned how to splice bits of human genes into bacteria to produce these natural substances, and it's likely to grow into a multi-billion-dollar industry. I don't know. Splicing DNA with bacteria, is that a thing? I don't know. What will it mean for patients? Drugs will be dirt cheap. Okay, that doesn't happen. Insulin will cost mere pennies. Okay, guys. This is 1980. 2000, 2010, 2020. So we're talking 44 years ago. Okay. Drugs will be dirt cheap. Insulin will cost mere pennies. Pituitary growth hormone used to treat pituitary dwarfs is now available only by extraction from the glands of cadavers. In this decade, they'll be turning it out in quantities. Pituitary growth hormones. I should know more about this, but I kind of... Anyway, okay. The same will be true of the anti-cancer drug interferon, which now costs $1,500 an ounce. Yeah, I think those drugs are all super expensive still. How safe are these bacteria-produced drugs? Very. There will be less chance for side effects and rejection than now because the drugs are pure and natural. Is relief coming for flu and colds? There's some evidence that small molecules from grapes, perhaps phenols, or might be resveratrol, bind to viruses and prevent them from invading healthy cells. It's far from conclusive, but it gives weight to the old wives' tale that wine fights colds. Yeah, that's that, supplement resveratrol that they said for a while was going to cure everything, and I don't think it does. Next time you get the flu, drink grape juice and wine and eat grapes. It certainly can't hurt. Okay. Will aspirin be outmoded? I think it is. I haven't taken an aspirin since probably the 80s. I take Tylenol or ibuprofen. Acetaminophen or ibuprofen. Quite possibly. Scientists have isolated dynorphin, a substance naturally produced in the body and 200 times more powerful than any painkiller. Have you guys heard of that? Who is this guy? Who are we talking to? Looking forward to a brave new world, Pinati collects scientific apparatus like the microscope and lab goggles. The Siamese is named Jeep. Oh, well, Jeep's cute. Wait, who are you? Charles, we're going to do. He conceived a book called Breakthroughs. Oh. So he's not a scientist, right? He just wrote the book called Breakthroughs. Okay. Oh no, we already did that, right? Oh no. Aside from interferon, are there any new cancer therapies? There's an experimental form of radiation therapy, which may prove to be as much as 3 times more effective than X-ray therapy and certain types of tumors. It's called pion therapy. Pions, the glue that holds atomic protons and neutrons together, are able to travel to the tumor without much energy loss. Is that proton therapy? Is that? I'll tell you what, they have made big strides in a lot of this cancer therapy. That is true. I don't know about what this guy's saying, but what's new in brain drugs? One of the most promising is vasopressin. Yeah, a natural pituitary hormone. Experiments have shown that vasopressin, sprayed lightly into the noses of some types of amnesia sufferers, brings back their memories. It might help us remember little things like where we park the car, and maybe bigger things like moments from early childhood. Interesting. If memory can be aided, how about attention span? There are two more pituitary hormones abbreviated as ACTH and MSH. Each of them has fragments which, when combined, have been shown to increase powers of concentration. It's possible that some forms of learning disability are caused by pituitary deficiency. Scientists, by the way, are also tinkering with amphetamines and mescaline to produce chemicals that enhance creativity without producing a perception-distorting high. That's microdosing. Interesting. I don't know. What about dieting? Scientists have come up with a dream come true. It's a slenderizer compound. You just take 1.5 ounces before a meal. It coats your stomachs and intestines so that you don't absorb a single calorie. So far, it's proven 100% effective on animals. What is he talking about? Is that like Olestra that they put on potato chips? But that didn't 100% of calories. What is he talking about? Was this guy just making stuff up and wrote a book and sold the book and then disappeared? I think a lot of people do that. Oh, will there be new developments in birth control? American scientists expect to begin clinical tests of a vaccine against pregnancy in 1982. The vaccine blocks the action of a hormone, HCG, that permits penetration of the egg by the sperm. The unfertilized egg is then flushed out. The vaccine, effective on women for as long as a year. You guys, did this guy just like pull stuff out of his arse and put it on here? Will we solve the energy crisis in the 80s? What about nuclear power? Fusion is the answer. What's coming in dentistry? A chemical GK101E, which softens decay so that it can be removed painlessly without drilling and without damaging the healthy part of the tooth. None of this came true. Will there be new ways of monitoring health? Let's see. They'll be able to tell diabetes, cystic fibrosis through hair analysis. Okay. You mean diseases can be detected by the way we sleep? Exactly. Will two-way TV catch on? Two-way TV. So they're saying you're watching it, but you can also see somebody and talk to them. The people hooked up to the Cube cable system in Columbus, Ohio, have already bought merchandise reserved ahead at restaurants and indicated their preference in political contests and the Academy Awards. Oh, so they're like pushing a button so they can respond to things. The catch is that with convenience comes a sacrifice in privacy. The system knows what you are watching and what you've been buying. Okay, will home computers catch on? In the latter half of the decade, I think we'll be using them regularly to pay bills, shop, buy theater and airline tickets, order books from the library, and send letters instantly. Oh my gosh, right here, guys. He was correct. Correct. Won't all these innovations greatly depersonalize life? In the late 50s and early 60s, there was tremendous fear of that, but it hasn't happened. On the contrary, technology is giving us more time to develop into the people we want to be. The only danger I see is that we could become lazier because life, from a practical standpoint, will be easier. Okay. Well, I don't know. I guess I found that interesting because I read the whole thing. Mary Kay. Juvenile offenders in Duluth literally come before a jury of their peers, other kids. Sports Illustrated, the shot heard round the world. It took Clark Secor 61 years to propose to Christina Gordon. Then she played hard to get. My goodness. There's Paul Newman. In between location takes of Fort Apache, the Bronx. Fort Apache, the Bronx. Paul Newman demonstrated that he was, temporarily at least, at peace with the local citizenry. Some Bronx residents had decried as racist the filming of a Puerto Rican gang scene in the police precinct and got its moniker for having one of the highest crime rates in the city. You know, I don't know what they're talking about here, but he's riding his bike drinking a Budweiser. I watched a documentary about him and his wife, whose name's not coming to me right now, but it was pretty boring, I'll be honest. But he did have a drinking problem. Yes, he did. I think it got pretty bad for a while. Nothing else feels like real gold. Oh my gosh. I remember like wanting a gold chain so bad. There's Brooke Shields. Jack Nicholson. I think that's Dick Cavett. Yeah, Dick Cavett. Who's this? Oh, Paul Simon and Art Garfunkel. Oh, is that what's her name? Yeah, Carrie Fisher. I think they weren't married, but I think they dated, right? I'll tell you what about this People magazine that I just now realized. The new ones are all just all celebrities. This one, we didn't get to like celebrity stuff till about here. It's kind of different. It's a fine family-based clinic in a small Midwestern city, but the name is Gunderson, not Mayo. The $3,999 Subaru hatchback. How can you guarantee your child will have $60,000 for college? I didn't think college cost that much back then. What will it cost to put a child through college in the mid-1990s? $60,000, the experts say. I think in the 90s, they may have been right. Although I went to a state college, so it wasn't as expensive. Merit stands alone. Ooh, here's a Computerland. I think that book we looked through one time was a Computerland sales book. We know small computers, home, environmental, and financial control. Your Apple personal computer can make you the master of the household environment. An office computer in the den. The ultimate educational tool. You'll find it at Computerland. I give you some advice. Buy that kid some Apple stock, guys. Do it now. How do you get smart? Don Adams revises his bumbling spy in a movie. Yeah, I used to like the show Get Smart. I don't know if I ever saw that movie, though. Goodbye, frustration. That's the ad. I remember this ad so much because I used to hate getting my hair brushed when I was a kid. And I'd always want to get this stuff, but I don't think it really did anything. Adam's 7 children range in age from 26 years to little beige dawn. Our butts showing in this magazine. Who is this? A stunner at 50. Yeah, she is. Model K.N. Pickford fights the battle for women who don't feel all washed up. I work with a lot of models who are terrified of getting older. She really does look great for 50, and this is before any, plastic surgery or anything. Has she had a facelift? No, but she isn't against the idea. Like son, like father, like daughter. Johnson's baby powder. Yeah, I think they realized this stuff wasn't good to breathe in. Easy come, easy go. Honda Express. Oh, how cute. Yeah, I wish the roads near me were better for like tooling around in one of these, because I'm only like maybe a mile or two from all the stuff I like to go to. But I would be kind of afraid to drive that on the roads around here. Presenting pink and purple people P-shirt. Pink and purple people P-shirt. Why is it a P-shirt? What does that even mean? Oh, P for people. Okay. Is your hair physically fit? Clairol conditioner. I love these old t-shirts where people like stick the letters on. Boy, do I deliver. I'm Mike and I'm phenomenal. I may have to make one of these. Robert Redford there. For David Bergman, super saucers turned out to be a close encounter of the lucrative kind. When other kids were out playing ball, I was inside building things. I remember these. They were like kind of like frisbees. Super saucer. Yeah. I don't know if they still make those. Stock art preacher Bill Baird brings uplift to the tracks, but no talk of hellfire or dying. All right. Cocktails for 2. Oh, it's Michael Landon from Little House on the Prairie. What's got 3 sides and an occasional cop? The West Coast Pyramid Scam. What? Pyramids are against the law, so most players disguise themselves at a $64,000 payoff in a private Los Angeles home. I listened to a podcast about this, I think. It was like you had a party. Instead of trying to sell like a product like an MLM, they just said it's like a party, but to come to the party you had to bring $2,000. And then like whoever, it was just a pyramid scheme, but it was just like a party. I don't know. I listened to podcasts about this. The people in the picture are not unlike those to be found at any cocktail party, except they're about to commit a crime. It's a variant of the old chain letter con, this time called the pyramid game. The bait never changes. Big, easy money. Pyramid parties like this one are fast becoming the most popular misdemeanor on the West Coast. Speeding on the freeway accepted. As one pyramid organizer runs, the rich have tax loopholes, the poor have welfare, and the middle class have the pyramid game. In a typical game, a first-time player puts up $1,000 to have his name inscribed on the bottom line of a 5-tier pyramid-shaped chart. That's funny. It's like literally a pyramid. Okay. Half of the money goes to the person directly above him on the 4th tier. half to the person whose name is at the top of the pyramid. As more people are brought into the game, the player moves up the pyramid, eventually to the top. This can happen in one night, but can also take weeks. At that point, he has $16,000. It seems so easy. The problem, obviously, is that everyone can win only if the number of recruits is infinite. For instance, if the first person brings in 2 others who each sign up 2 more, after only 25 tiers, more than 33 million recruits would be needed. That's about 13 million more than the entire population of California. So, yeah, it very quickly compounds. It's kind of fascinating. I'm going to have to go back and find the podcast I listened to about this. Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, what is this? Mikhail Baryshnikov getting Gelsey back. Elizabeth Taylor, a perfect 48. Muhammad Ali, stung like a bumblebee. Fly like a bumblebee. Fly like a butterfly. Sting like a bee. There's Elizabeth Taylor at 48. Dried out ex-husband Richard Burton may be looking a decade younger than his 54, but Liz Taylor seems content to age gracefully. I'm 48 now, and I don't attempt to disguise my age or lie about it, she proclaims. Isn't that funny? Like, 48's so old. Where is the Muhammad Ali, I don't know, article. Anyway, there we go. People magazine.